Joseph Sokolovich.
I did write mine.
Thank you. Greetings, Bridgeport. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Joseph Sokolovich.
Close it to the mic.
The Vice Chair of the Bridgeport Board of Education. But enough about me. We are here today to welcome Josh Elliott, someone who is not afraid to speak plainly about the hard truths facing Connecticut and the inequities that too many of our families, students, educators, and communities live with every day. Josh Elliott envisions a Connecticut where opportunity does not depend on where a child lives. Josh Elliott envisions a future where every child has a real chance at a future, where the way that we fund our schools gives children in all towns, including cities like Bridgeport, the resources they need to thrive and compete on an even level playing field with towns like Greenwich.
Woo! Yeah!
We know that today in Connecticut that is not the case. We know that there are two very different Connecticut's. In one Connecticut, communities have the tax base, zoning protections, and the wealth to fund strong public institutions. In the other Connecticut, the Connecticut for the rest of us, we are asked to do more with less. Less money for resources, fewer support, fewer options, and far too many excuses from those in power. That is why Josh Elliott fights for equity. Josh supports systems where educational opportunity is determined by fairness, not property wealth. Josh stands for a Connecticut where communities can share in the wealth, not just the privileged few. Josh Elliott believes that students in Bridgeport, Hartford, New Haven, Waterbury, and other urban and rural communities deserve the same level of investment that wealthy towns take for granted. Because when we talk about education funding, we are talking about our children's future. We are talking about teachers, paraprofessionals, and all the resources needed to get there. We are talking about whether every child, rich and poor alike, are treated as worthy of the same investment. Unfortunately, our current governor does not share Josh's vision. My tenure as a Bridgeport Board of Education member overlaps with the current governor.
Sound the alarm.
Because of the current governor, I have had to vote to eliminate hundreds of jobs, including every single librarian. This could have been avoided but for the current governor's refusal to appropriately fund our schools.
There's a fire in Bridgeport.
Yes.
It's in our school.
In fact, when the governor came to Bridgeport for a teacher's roundtable, he mistook me for a teacher and asked me what we need. I introduced myself as your elected official here in Bridgeport, and I told him we need fair funding. His response was that more money would not help Bridgeport. Note that the governor's hometown of Greenwich spends around $9,000 more per pupil than we do in Bridgeport. Money matters.
Boo!
About the past. We're here to talk about the future.
Yes.
Josh Elliott is that future. Josh's platform speaks directly to that future. He calls for a fairer tax structure, reduced reliance on local property taxes, and a more equitable state education funding formula. He advocates for modernizing Connecticut's fiscal guardrails so that our state can make the investments we need in education, housing, and infrastructure. Almost done, don't worry, I know I'm long.
Woo! Woo! You gotta build it.
That matters to urban, rural, and all districts alike. Because education funding, housing policy, property taxes, healthcare, social services, and affordability are all connected. When wealthy communities can use exclusionary zoning and tax systems to insulate themselves, inequality becomes built into the structure of the state. Josh Elliott is here to build that infrastructure, a fairer infrastructure. So today we are not just meeting the candidate, we are opening a conversation about whether we wish to continue the failed policies of the past or embrace Josh Elliott's visions for the future. A future where rich and poor have the same access to health care, education, housing, and employment opportunities regardless of their zip code. And I promise we are on the last page. Hey!
Yeah. Take your time.
Please join me on August 11th on voting for Josh Elliott for governor.
Yeah. Let's build a better future.
It's all a reminder of what actually brings us here now in Bridgeport for Josh's Build the Future rally. We are all connected by the same reason,